The early years. Looks like I wasn't going to work that day. I had spent the night watching the Hong Kong market crash. The economic tidal wave wrapped itself around the world, crushing every market in the way, ending up the next day in Australia. Black Monday became Black Tuesday, then became Black rest of the year. I landed a job right after college with Midland Bank as an analyst doing due diligence on companies that were positioning themselves for IPOs, initial public offerings. I had been on the job a month, but I was not doing what I wanted to do. I wanted to buy and sell foreign currency, and Midland Bank wasn't even an international bank. The market's crash wasn't too heartbreaking for me, since I wasn't happy doing what I was doing, but it was a job. After the dust settled, it became apparent that Wall Street didn't need any rookie analysts, as seasoned professionals were now working on commission-based salaries. I went to my Uncle Manolo for a job. It would be temporary, just until the bear became a bull.
I told you Wall Street was full of shit. You can't buy and sell paper. That's fake bullshit.
He talked in a tone that was more like yelling than speaking, but that was his everyday inside voice.
Find something to do and make yourself useful.
That was Manolo's talk for, "You've been hired." Short sleeve, long sleeves. One of the lessons I learned in school was the importance of diversification. My uncle only made one type of dress. It was printed polyester shirt dress with patch pockets and a self belt. His idea of diversification was to make them in long sleeves and in short sleeves. I suggested that we added a new style, like something that can be worn in the winter months. That way we could have a wider reach of retailers in the north and have a product that could be sold 12 months a year. I was thinking of full collection with 5 deliveries, but his idea was to make a pant. Yes, sir, a pant. I had talked him out of a skirt, which was a battle on its own, since he hadn't needed to make a pattern. Well, at least this wasn't your ordinary pant. This was a double-knit polyester with an elastic waistband that came in 19 fashion colors. I use the word fashion loosely, since he didn't follow any of the trends or use Pantone colors. That polyester was so stiff that I swear that pant could stand up on its own. I used to tell the buyers that the pants were not only durable, but bulletproof. They might have been. They were an immediate hit. In fact, it was in the Sunday pull-out circular of many national newspapers, 2 for $19, of course, in your choice of 19 fashion colors. I had earned the respect of my uncle, which I only figured out when he was bragging to a friend who just made handkerchiefs. I shouldn't say just made handkerchiefs, because they weren't your ordinary, everyday white handkerchief. He made them in every style humanly possible, at every price point, for every type of store. He asked me to explain the concept of diversification, which I did with much academic rhetoric. Uncle's friend took my advice to heart, because soon after he was making scarves. Scarves, you might note, are just handkerchiefs made larger. So much for diversification. My uncle lived in the moment, and while the pant idea was okay, in his words, he needed the next big thing. Sitting in Ben's Kosher Deli, they still make the best matzo ball soup in the city, I overheard a couple of garmentos talking about the shitload of money that they were making selling to Walmart. I didn't know what Walmart was at the time, but by the sound of it, Walmart was the next big Kmart. Let me take you back in time. No one wanted to sell Walmart because it was so lowbrow and tiny compared to Kmart. In fact, Kmart in 1 year had opened more stores than Walmart had in 10 years.